October 17, 1943, midnight. A dense forest outside Peenemunde, Germany. The air is sharp with pine and frost. The only sound the crunch of Soviet agent Nikolai Kuznetsov's boots on frozen earth. He moves like a shadow, his breath clouding in the moonlight, a stolen German officer's uniform chafing against his skin. Somewhere beyond the trees, the V-2 rocket facility hums, a concrete fortress of Hitler's last hope. Guards patrol with Mauser rifles, their dogs' ears twitching at every snapped twig. Kuznetsov's heart pounds, but his face is stone. One wrong move, and he's dead. You can almost feel the weight of the forged papers in his pocket, the cold steel of the Luger at his hip. He's not just a man, he's a ghost in the Reich's machine, trained by the NKVD to blend, lie, and kill. His cover, Hauptmann Paul Seibert, a logistics officer, has held for months, but tonight it's tested. The facility's security is airtight, its secrets guarded by SS officers who shoot first and question later. Kuznetsov's mission is simple but insane. Steal the V-2 rocket blueprints, the designs of a weapon Hitler believes will turn the war. The Soviets know something's brewing at Peenemunde, but no one's cracked its walls. Until now. He slips past the checkpoint, nodding curtly to a sleepy guard who barely glances at his papers. The guard's cigarette glows red, a tiny beacon in the dark. Kuznetsov's German is flawless, his accent a perfect mimicry of a Berliner's clipped tones. But inside, he's counting seconds, mapping escape routes. The blueprint room is deep in the complex, behind locked steel doors and scientists who never leave. He's memorized the layout from whispered intel, but one mistake, a misstep, a suspicious glance, could end it all. The facility looms ahead, a squat bunker lit by floodlights. Kuznetsov ducks into an alley between storage sheds, avoiding a patrol. The dogs are closer now, their growls low and hungry. He presses against the wall, the rough concrete biting through his uniform. His hand grazes the microfilm camera hidden in his belt, a device so small it could fit in a walnut shell, yet it's the key to everything. If he pulls this off, Stalin will know Hitler's endgame. If he fails, the Red Army could face a weapon they can't counter. He reaches a side door, a rusted slab marked Zutritt verboten. The lock is heavy, but Kuznetsov's lockpicks are already in hand, glinting faintly. The metal clicks, a sound louder than a gunshot in his ears. He slips inside, the air now thick with the smell of oil and machinery. The hum of the V-2 program vibrates through the walls. He's in, but the real danger starts now. What's waiting beyond that corridor? And can he outsmart the Reich's most paranoid minds? October 17, 1943, 12:37 a.m. Inside the Peenemunde V-2 facility, the air is heavy with the tang of metal and chemicals. Nikolai Kuznetsov, disguised as Hauptmann Paul Seibert, moves through a dimly lit corridor, his boots echoing on the polished concrete. The walls are lined with warning signs, black Gothic script screaming Geheim and Todesstrafe für Spione, death for spies. You can almost hear his pulse, a steady drum beneath the hum of distant generators. He's deep in the Reich's inner sanctum, where Hitler's dream of vengeance takes shape. Kuznetsov's microfilm camera presses against his ribs, a silent reminder of his purpose. Capture the V-2 blueprints and get out alive. The rocket program is Germany's desperate gamble, a weapon meant to rain fire on London and Moscow. Stalin needs proof of its progress, and Kuznetsov is the only man close enough to get it. But the blueprint room is a fortress within a fortress, guarded by SS Hauptsturmführer Klaus Richter, a hawk-eyed officer who trusts no one. Kuznetsov's cover has held so far, but Richter's scrutiny is a blade at his throat. He reaches a steel door, its surface cold under his gloved hand. Voices murmur beyond it, scientists, their tones clipped and urgent. Kuznetsov adjusts his cap, straightens his posture, and knocks. The door swings open, revealing a bespectacled engineer, Dr. Hans Müller, who blinks at him. "Hauptmann Siebert, you're early." Kuznetsov's lips curve into a practiced smile. "Berlin's impatient, Herr Doctor. They want the latest schematics." His voice is smooth, authoritative, but inside he's mapping every face, every exit. The room is a hive of activity, drafting tables cluttered with rulers and pencils, blueprints pinned to walls, and the faint whine of a test engine in an adjacent chamber. The V-2's design is everywhere: curved fins, liquid fuel chambers, guidance systems. Kuznetsov's eyes dart, committing details to memory. Müller gestures to a locked cabinet. The finalized plans are there, but Richter must approve. As if summoned, Richter steps from the shadows, his SS uniform pristine, his gaze like a searchlight. "What's Berlin's rush, Siebert?" he asks, voice low, suspicious. Kuznetsov doesn't flinch. "The Führer wants results, Hauptsturmführer. Delays won't please him." It's a gamble, invoking Hitler's name, but Richter's eyes narrow, not in doubt, but calculation. He nods, grudgingly, and unlocks the cabinet. Kuznetsov's heart leaps, but he keeps his face blank. The blueprints are in his reach. Pages of intricate diagrams, the Reich's future weapon, laid bare. But how to photograph them without Richter's eyes boring into him? And what happens if Müller notices the faint bulge of the camera under his coat? He buys time, asking technical questions, feigning ignorance about thrust vectors. Müller, eager to lecture, turns to a chalkboard. Richter hovers, but a technician calls him to a phone. Now, Kuznetsov slips the camera free, its lens a pinprick of hope. He angles it over the blueprints, snapping silently, each click a stolen secret. The room feels smaller, the air tighter. A bead of sweat traces his temple. One more page. Then a shout. Richter's voice, sharp, returning. "Has he been seen?" Or is the game still his?
October 17, 1943, 1:14 a.m. The V-2 blueprint room in Peenemunde pulses with tension, the air thick with the scent of ink and ozone. Nikolai Kuznetsov, still cloaked as Hauptmann Paul Siebert, snaps one final microfilm shot of the V-2 rocket schematics, his hands steady despite the storm in his chest. The tiny camera slides back into its hidden pocket, but SS Hauptsturmführer Klaus Richter's boots are already clicking closer, his voice cutting through the hum of machinery. "Siebert, you're lingering," Richter says, eyes like knives. You can almost taste the sweat on Kuznetsov's skin, the razor's edge of this moment. Kuznetsov turns, casual, his smile a mask. "Just ensuring accuracy, Hauptsturmführer. Berlin's particular about details." Richter's gaze lingers, searching for a crack in the facade, but a scientist's question about fuel ratios pulls him away. Kuznetsov seizes the chance, nodding to Dr. Müller and slipping toward the door. The blueprints are his now, etched in microfilm, but the real battle is getting them out. The facility crawls with SS guards, and the forest beyond is a maze of patrols and dogs. One misstep, and he's a corpse. The corridor feels tighter now, its fluorescent lights buzzing like wasps. Kuznetsov moves briskly, his officer's stride masking the urge to run. A guard at the next checkpoint snaps to attention, but his eyes flicker to Kuznetsov's insignia, then away. The forged papers hold, but the microfilm feels like a live grenade against his ribs. Outside, the night air hits like a slap, sharp and cold. The floodlights carve harsh shadows across the compound, and a dog's bark echoes from the perimeter. He's not clear yet. He heads for the forest, sticking to the edges of the light when a shout stops him cold. "Halt, Siebert!" It's Richter, striding from the bunker, a Luger gleaming in his hand. Kuznetsov's blood ices over, but he turns, feigning confusion. "Problem, Hauptsturmführer?" Richter's face is a storm. "Your orders from Berlin, show them." Kuznetsov's mind races. The papers are solid, but Richter's instinct smells blood. He hands them over, his voice calm. "Everything's in order?" Richter scans them, then looks up, his eyes boring holes. Why leave now? The night shift's not done. Kuznetsov's gamble is all he has. Urgent dispatch. Berlin's waiting. He holds Richter's stare, seconds stretching into eternity. A dog howls, closer now. Richter's finger twitches on the Luger's trigger. Then a radio crackles at Richter's belt, an alert about a perimeter breach, likely Soviet partisans creating a diversion. Richter hesitates, duty pulling him. "Go," he growls, but his eyes promise pursuit. Kuznetsov nods, walking, not running, until the forest swallows him. The trees close in, branches clawing at his uniform. He's a shadow again, but the microfilm burns with possibility and danger. Behind him, alarms begin to wail. Richter's onto him, or close. Can Kuznetsov reach the rendezvous point before the SS dogs tear him apart? And what will Stalin do with the secrets he's risked everything to steal?
October 17, 1943. 2:03 a.m. The forest outside Peenemunde is a black labyrinth, its pines swallowing moonlight in sound. Nikolai Kuznetsov crashes through underbrush, his stolen German uniform torn, the microfilm camera a lead weight in his pocket. Behind him, the V-2 facility's alarms scream, and SS dogs bay, their handlers' shouts slicing through the night. You can almost smell the damp earth, the panic in his ragged breaths. The blueprints of Hitler's rocket are his, but survival is a fleeting hope. He's got to reach the Soviet partisan rendezvous, a clearing 10 miles east before Richter's men close the net.